Now, as you are following up to post-Mauryan time period, in post-Mauryan also, we have studied about the conquest, different tribes and different kingdoms continuously conquering, expanding their territories. Then we have seen political administration style of those people. Then economic dimension, different economic dynamics, how it was happening during post-Mauryan time period, how society was there. Already many elements in comparison with Vedic, later Vedic time period, so many other elements also entered by post-Mauryan time period. During Gupta time period, those elements will continue. Art and culture, the contribution during during Gupta time period, we have to study. Then science and technology progress. Now our society is progressing continuously. When our society is progressing, by this time period, in certain areas, our society reach zenith. That means very high level of refinement. For example, in art and culture, when it comes to Sanskrit literature, it became classical stage during this time period. That is why in history you have to always see that just Guptas alone did not make Sanskrit classical. Already certain elements continuing since Mahajanapada time period, later Vedic and early Vedic time period onwards. After at least 1000 years, now we are seeing the refined language, that is Sanskrit. Same is the case with science and technology. There was one pillar called Mehrauli iron pillar. It is believed it was created during Chandragupta II time period. Even today also, it is open. It is located in the open. It is in sunshine and rainfall. Despite that, despite wet and dry, still that particular iron pillar not even rust. And is it possible if iron is left for open for some time, it gets rust. But even after 1500 years also, it is still intact. It shows the kind of technological refinement it reached during Gupta time period. Now this is the example of how our Indian society is progressing. Gupta time period is only giving examples. What kind of technology that was already going on up to now, what kind of Sanskrit literature up to now going on, and the societal elements. It's only continuation of the same story. Particularly about Gupta time period, we are going to study who are the rulers, what was their contribution, and what are the various other elements, particularly to Gupta time period. Some elements continue, some new elements will come. First, related to the conquests, first you draw the India map. Always, without geography, there is no history. If you are very strong in geography, your understanding about history also becomes very clear. So draw the map. give the heading. Now, how do we know what is the extent of Gupta period and in which location they were ruling and who are the different rulers? We need to know about the sources. Without sources, what happened around 1500, 1600 years ago, we don't know. First, you give the heading, sources. Sources for Gupta period. As usual, any kind of sources we divide literary sources, archaeological sources, and when it comes to literary sources, Indian, foreign. When it comes to archaeology, we have inscriptions, coins, monuments. These are the various sources. Now we have to fill in Indian what are the important sources, foreign source, inscription, coins, and monuments. Now here, when it comes to Indian sources, Devi Chandragupta by Vishakhadatta. Vishakhadatta is also important for Mauryan literary Indian source. What is the book written by Vishakhadatta regarding Mauryan time period? Do you recollect? It talks about Kautilya and Chandragupta Maurya. Any idea? Do you recollect? Vishakhadatta has written Mudra Rakshasa. Mudra Rakshasa is the one that talks about. He belongs to Gupta time period. In fact, after Gupta time period. But he talks about one book related to Gupta he writes and one book related to Mauryan Empire he writes. Chandragupta, Devi Chandragupta. Next one, Shudraka Mrishchakatika. Mrishchakatika by Shudraka. Then Kalidasa dramas, Puranas, These are the important sources to know about Gupta time period. And when it comes to foreign, like during Mauryan time period, this area was under Greeks. That's why it is natural that Greek people will visit India. They made observations. By this time, China is progressing. By 270s and 300s and 400s, China is also progressing. Good morning. And China is connected to the Western Europe side also through Silk Road. China is progressing. As a result, Chinese people used to come and visit India. By Gupta time period, one important Chinese traveler, Fahian. He came a Chinese traveler. This is the book. This is the book he has written. When it comes to inscriptions, Allahabad pillar inscription, or today the term, the name of Allahabad, what it has become, Prayagraj pillar inscription. Junagadh inscription, again it comes. One pillar, one by one. Like even Allahabad inscription also Ashoka, then below that Samudragupta, and below that Jahangir also. Mughal time period also, we have certain inscriptions on the same pillar.
Foreign travelers that they came like Fahian and all. Did they get this sponsorship from the Chinese area, or did they came within by themselves only to know things? These scholars and the travelers that they came like Fahian, Wenjiang, they came from with the order of the king, like to visit the places and to gain knowledge.
Okay. Exactly, I have not read anywhere that kings sponsored them. Only they are the Buddhist. They were very much interested in visiting the land of Buddha. They were Buddhist and they want to take the direct pilgrimage to the land of Buddha. That's why they used to come to India, whether Fahian or Huansang later. So these people, I have not heard that any state sponsorship. Otherwise, many people would have come, but only these people records are survived. And in fact, had it been, they would not have visited so many places out of their own interest. Fahian, he visited Bihar area also. Then he goes to Kanchi area also. He goes to Badami Chalukyas. He goes to Gujarat also. On his own, he is exploring the Indian territory.
Before previous times, we had foreign invaders used to come in the medieval those times. They used to bring their own doctors, physicians, and also scholars. Who used to interact with the Indian people, like when Mahmud Ghazini came, he also brought many like Abdul Ghazal and
Gajni Alberuni, famous, yes, Indologist Alberuni. He also came in Gajni soldiers.
chose to stay in India.
Out of their own interest, they used to take the decision.
What book is the Rila or something? Rila, Alberuni?
Rehla, that book is different. No, that is Ibn Battuta. Inscription, Allahabad inscription, Junagadh, Iran inscription. And when it comes to coins, different rulers issued so many coins, like Chandragupta I issued, Samudragupta issued. And when it comes to monuments, like Dhamek Stupa, some caves, like Bhog caves. And you see here, it is not only important for mains, from prelims point of view also. Many questions are there in this. Sanju, now audible? This is the area. Not audible now also? Hello? Now audible. Okay. This is the beginning area where Gupta rulers started their career. And from there, they started expanding to different parts. Now, by this time, when it comes to Magadha time period, Pataliputra was very powerful one. Magadha expanded. Now, once again, we are going to see the repetition only. That's why by Gupta time period, whatever we studied up to post-Mauryan, it's going to be just a repetition only. Just we need to know only different people. These Guptas, initially they were the feudatories of Kushanas. All these territories were under Kushanas. Here Shakas were there, and here Shatavahanas were there. After disintegration of Shatavahanas, here Vakatakas, Kadambas, here Pallavas. When it comes to Andhra, Vishnukundins, and here Shakas. And in this place, after the disintegration or the weakening of the Mauryan Empire, Kushana Empire, many republics emerged. And in Himalayan region also, republics continued. This republic tradition in Himalayan region is since Mahajanapada time period. During Bimbisara time period, Ajatashatru time period also, Gautama Buddha, he belongs to a republic. Vardhamana Mahavira, he also belongs to a republic, Lischavi Republic. And here, republics continued. And when it comes to here, Shakas, after Shatavahanas, different Kadambas, Kakatiya, Vakatakas, Vishnukundins, Pallavas, here, Sangam, Chola, Pandya, Chera. They are going to remain. They are going to survive, even though sometimes they are not very powerful, but they used to survive. This way, and in fact, in this area, many tribal kingdoms. So this is the political context in which Guptas about to rise. Now, somewhere here, it seems the initial stronghold is Allahabad region or Kaushambi. Kaushambi region, initial stronghold, and later once they became imperial Guptas, it seems Allahabad Prayagraj region became the capital. Why we are saying that? The most important Allahabad inscription or the Prayagraj inscription that gives very important details about the Samudragupta. That shows probably that could be the important place, but Prataliputra still it is powerful one. It is continuing. But now the political center is shifting gradually from the Pataliputra to Kaushambi. After some time, after post-Gupta, we are going to see Kanauj. Kanauj is going to become the political capital. And after Kanauj, Delhi. So from Pataliputra, it is moving westward, the political center, epicenter. You please note down this. Initially, they were the feudatories of Kushanas. And in this region, they were strongholders. It is like same. You just recollect when Mauryans were there. Shungas, Shungas were powerful in this area, in central India. That is where Vidisha, Sanchi Stupa, Baisnagar Pillar, they were located. Once they replaced Mauryans, they would have shifted to the Pataliputra capital. But despite that, Ujjaini still continues to be the important, Baisnagar, Vidisha area continues to be the important places. Similarly, when Guptas, they were working under Kushanas, this area, once they conquered these areas, Pataliputra also remains in their empire, but Allahabad, Prayagraj, Kaushambi region became the most important territory for them. From there onwards, they are going to expand. Now, as feudatories, they learned few things from the Kushanas. We have to just note down. As feudatories, they learned the military techniques of Kushanas, administrative style of Kushanas, and whatever they learned, they are going to use in their political career. Similarly, during Shatavahana time period, initially Shatavahanas were the feudatories of Mauryans. After decline of the Mauryans, Mauryan traditions continued in Shatavahana. Now, after the decline of Kushanas traditions continue in Gupta time period. Please mention up to here. Now, similar to the factors for the rise of Magadhan Empire. What are the factors for the rise of Magadha?
So as their main center was Pataliputra.
Hmm.
So Pataliputra was overflow. Beside Pataliputra,
Rivers.
so even initiated both the trade and commerce as well as agriculture because it is situated near the Gangetic Valley. Also, the presence of forests also. The presence of forests gave way for many foods and all, and also elephants were there. And
Military equipments. Hmm.
also in that region mainly today known as Chola Nagpur too. That is, that is a mineral hub of our country. So metals like iron were easily available, which were used to make iron implements like swords and for daily purposes.
Military equipment. Hmm.
And,
Same applies to now also.
the same
It won't change because same geographic location. Now factors for the rise of Guptas.
as it was a hilly region, so it provided a natural fortification. That is the reason because
Strategic location, forts. So naturally, the hilly area provided certain protection, continuously surrounded by the water protection, and mineral areas. And most importantly, this is the Gangetic Valley, fertile soil, a lot of resources, and at that time, agriculture is the main base. During Gupta time period, Shakas were also there, Vakatakas were also there, Vishnu Kundins, these people were there. But they got the opportunity to expand into all the directions. Same, it is like Magadhan. Only names are changing, time period is changing. Gangetic Valley, they controlled Gangetic Valley. Fertile soil, more revenues, and this applies even for the British also later. In this location, Pondicherry was the base for French people and Bengal was the base of the British. And when British people and French people were fighting, British ultimately won. Same reasons. More revenues, then rivers, easy transportation. This is how you can see how geography play an important role in the history of any particular region. Next, usage of forests and usage of iron mineral nearby. Here, Chota Nagpur Plateau, iron ore, access to iron ores, access to fertile soil, alluvial soil, access to rivers. And they were also connected with these areas, Uttarapada. And they were utilizing Uttarapada also. In Uttarapada, it was always active. And this Uttarapada connected with the Silk Road. And from the Silk Road, important items used to come and they used to enter here and they used to go and they used to reach this area also, this area also. Now, as a result, this is well connected. And as a result, this area got more opportunities. Same is the case with Guptas. Later, Delhi Sultanate comes. Again, they are going to get the same benefits. When Mughals come, same benefits. When British come, same benefits. And in fact, even today also, whoever wins Gangetic Valley, they become powerful in parliament. Today also, we are having in democracy also, no political party ignore the Gangetic Valley. Note down up to here. Online students, please let me know once it is done.
Reading the question answer yesterday, I couldn't understand this word. This point number 2, this word I couldn't understand. By that I thought it might be Orientalist, but no. The words are I searched the net also for this Orientalist history or history, but I can't get this particular word.
Not, what is not clear?
So here CANTLATBUA. I thought it conservatives or something. I'm reading the syllabus, I can't understand this particular word because it's not a factual word. If you know the particular, otherwise you don't.
This word is not very clear.
I was reading the answers.
Hmm.
Visualize so much instruction and the whole book can be for like 20 questions given.
Ah.
This much book is this much.
What is that book?
So it's like proper answers, instructions, and how do you write the answers and all.
Mm-hmm.
The structure of the thing I wanted to see, so that's why I bought yesterday only.
Okay. Hmm. Keep reading. Online students, all of you note it down. Shall I move? Okay. This is the condition. Now already conditions are set. Now only powerful leaders are required to make any dynasty powerful. In the present day circumstance, strong leaders are important to make any political party powerful. Same applies to the dynasty also. Rulers. First one, Shri Gupta. Shri Gupta, 275 to 300 AD. Feudatory of Kushanas. But he assumed the title Maharaja. Maharaja title. So after that, he laid the foundation. That's why his name Gupta. And from there onwards, the dynasty became the Gupta dynasty. Now second one, Gatotkacha. Ghatotkacha. Gatotkacha. But we don't know exact details about this person. The third one is the Chandragupta one. And we have many details about in comparison with the first two rulers. Chandragupta 1. Now this is the time 319 to 334, 335 it says. Which Rudragupta was there. Now problem is different scholars are giving. There is one debate also. There was one person called Ramagupta. Not Rudragupta, Ramagupta. That is that person will come after Samudragupta. Not here. Chandragupta 2 and Ramagupta. He is Chandragupta 1. He is Chandragupta 1. He is considered as the real founder. This concept of real founder we often get in our history. Like Delhi Sultanate, Iltutmish is the real founder. Now what does it mean? In comparison with these people, why some people are called real founders means they are going to consolidate the empire. They just begin. They just begin building the kingdom. They ensure the stability. Then whoever comes later, they are going to consolidate and they are going to make proper administration, economic dimension, then everything. The state perform properly under their leadership. Real founder who strengthened the throne. Chandragupta 1. What I wrote? 1 or 2? Actually, this is. He is considered as the real founder. You write 1 or 2 points. He assumed Maharajadiraja. Now you see here Maharaja title, Maharajadiraja title, Maharajadiraja. You have to see this title giving or taking these titles also represents certain kind of political development by this time period. That means by this time so many rulers started emerging. Raja, Maharaja, Maharajadiraja. That means one after the other, many rulers were continuously working under the main ruler. It is gradually we are moving towards the feudalism after post-Gupta time period. If you have a strong ruler at the center, then you can control all these people. If you have weak central ruler, then automatically these small rajas are going to gain the power. They become separate kingdoms. Title Maharajadiraja, and after him he started the Gupta era. Gupta era 319 or 320. Shaka era, Kushana era, now Gupta era. 3 in our Indian context. 58 BC is considered as Shaka era, not Shaka era, Vikram era. Vikramaditya, and 78 AD, it is considered as Shaka era, and 319 Gupta era. Vikram era, Shaka era, and Gupta era. Now today, even our Indian calendar also follows this 78 AD, Shaka era. And we count 78 AD as the first year. Then 79 second year. Likewise, if you take Vikram era, you consider 58 BC as the first year. Then 57 BC second year. Likewise, it will go on. He is credited starting Gupta era 319, 320. Now, in order to strengthen their position, by this time period, society also segregated into 4 main categories. By this time, even different social communities have taken different titles. For example, social titles are the names. Based on the names, people started recognizing a particular community. When it comes to Brahman, this particular term became common, Sharma. That means it is associated with Brahman Varna. Then Varman. Now it became associated with Kshatriya Varna. Gupta associated with Vaishya. Then Dasa, Shudra Varna. Now already Varna is there. Now in addition to that, some kind of titles also developed, because now more and more people got joined by post-Mauryan time period. During this time period, we have seen that so much intermixing between the people was taking place. Aryan, non-Aryan world, tribal world, Buddhism, Jainism, and foreigners, Kushana, Shaka, Parthian, everyone. When such kind of intermixing is taking place, gradually different titles also emerged. From this, Gupta, Sri Gupta and Chandragupta, it shows these people belong to Vaishya Varna. But Dharma Shastras say Kshatriyas are the one who can rule. But how Vaishyas could rule? They are taking the dharma of Kshatriya. In order to consolidate their position, now Guptas started maintaining matrimonial relations. When it comes to Chandragupta I, he married a Kshatriya princess. He married Lishchavi. Lishchavi Princess Kumara Devi. Lishchavis are the same Lishchavis Vardhamana Mahavira belongs to. Buddha belongs to Shakya kingdom, Shakya republic. Lishchavi republic belongs to Vardhamana Mahavira. So, when Guptas are here, Lishchavis belongs to here in this area, and matrimonial relations. As a result, Kshatriya princess and Vaishya Gupta now legitimacy to gain.
Those times as well, in today's time also, if we see at those time also, if the husband marries, then the wife is elevated or downgraded according to the husband's caste. So how did Gupta elevate themselves by marrying a Kshatriya?
It all depends on how you portray your relationship. When you portray women inferior, it appears degrading. But now, in order to elevate their position, they started issuing the coins. They issued Kumara Devi coin. Directly Kumara Devi image was printed on the coins. Chandragupta I and Kumara Devi combined images. Up to this point of time, women images on the coins is not known. And it shows why it wanted. They wanted to publicize it. And they are wanted to show that they are associated with the Kshatriya clan. It's all about how you twist the relationship. If you want to degrade just by ignoring it or by degrading, you can degrade it. But if you want to elevate it, no, in our entire Dharma Shastras or whatever ancient texts, and this is how the women status continuously degraded because of this kind of writings only. If you want to elevate women's status, then we always praise in the form of Shakti. We compare with the goddess. Then whenever you are talking about this, automatically women's status is elevated. But when you talk about you are always supposed to depend on women, either men, either father or husband or son. And you are not supposed to come to the public life. Then whenever husband dies, you are supposed to perform sati. Then when you are talking about in this manner, automatically you are degrading the woman status. But when you write woman is the representation of Shakti, then you are elevating the position. Same is the case if you ignore whatever you are saying, that are just ignoring it. But now you want to elevate your position. Now you are going to this kind of methods that they publicized it to show that they are now associated with the Kshatriya, and also it shows they are giving more power to women also. So this way, when it comes to Guptas, we see contradictions also. Whatever Dharma Shastras were saying that only this Varna, that is why always throughout history this is a theoretical model. Practically something else is continuously happening. Theoretically, Shastras and Smritis, they are expecting society should perform like this, but in practical, everywhere, different mixing is continuously taking place. Different people are taking the role of different Varnas. This is one such example. And suppose if we believe Puranas, Puranas consider Mauryans as Shudras. Why? What we can infer? Mauryans did not encourage the sacrifices. They did not perform Ashwamedha sacrifice. They did not perform Rajasuya sacrifice. And those who perform those sacrifices, they are considered as the true Kshatriya. But Mauryans did not perform them. And they, Puranas, consider that this is the qualities of non-Kshatriya. Non-Kshatriyas only do not believe in this. That's why they are considered as Shudra. Still debates are going on. That is why our Indian historical sources always contradict with each other. And that is the biggest challenge in the reconstruction of history, Indian history. And in that place, foreign resources and archaeological sources only help us to give some kind of corroboration.
It is the politicized, that which caste to which king belonged, and for that the politicization happens.
Yes, because today also these ideas have resonance in our society. That's why it is polarized. It is always challenging when it comes to history, particularly ancient Indian history and medieval history. We have less limited resources to understand them. Whatever resources are available, they are contradicting to each other. You take Puranas. One Purana says one thing, other Purana exactly says opposite thing. That is why it is becoming very, very problematic when it comes to reconstruction of Indian history. But broadly, whatever material available, now at least by Gupta time period, we have Brahmanical literature also, Buddhist literature also, and Jaina literature also. At least some kind of idea about society we can estimate. He married Lischavi princess Kumara Devi, gained legitimacy, issued Kumara Devi coins also, portrayal, image of Kumara Devi printed. Now their son is Samudragupta. And Samudragupta, he is very powerful one. He conquered many territories, and he also particularly praised his relationship with Lischavis. And he considered himself as Lischavi Duhitra. Next you give Samudragupta. Samudragupta is considered from 335 to 380 AD. Yes. So combinedly, so Chandragupta Kumaradevi coins. And that too, it is like a royal woman printing on the coins. That means you want to publicize the relationship between Guptas and Lischavis. Satavahanas, they name their names, add their mother's name. Gautami Putra Shatakarni, Vahishti Putra Shatakarni. But their society is patriarchal only. They want to show that they are giving respect to their mothers. So same is the case here also. Samudragupta, and he considered Lischavi Dauhitra. Son of the daughter of Lischavis. Son of daughter of Lischavis. So they are taking pride in association with Lischavis. Lischavis are very small power, very small republic in comparison with the Guptas. They are going to become very powerful. But they want to show that their association with the Lischavi is proud one. Exactly. Probably they want to legitimize their rule. It's all about how you want to legitimize in front of the common public.
Because the kings or the Mughals or Delhis, whoever it can be, they always at first did not first try to calm these subjects. They always try to calm the religious scholars. Like Mughals always had a problem with these ulemas, and Delhi Sultans also. Ulemas played a very important role because sometimes the Sultan gone and then his brother came. But these were all done by ulemas only. So you can also interpret that those times the priests, the brahmanas also played a heavy part in this king making part. So Sultan just assigned them, yes, we are also Kshatriyas because we assigned them certain Kshatriyas to give us legitimacy. So
Yes.
later then the people of the because they might be by force.
People are so many people are there. But these people are influenced by few ulemas or few brahmanas or few scholars. And if you manage these scholars, automatically you will manage these people.
These are the face of this people.
And in the present day, you just replace this with media. If you want to manipulate people, you need not to go and manipulate each and every individual. You just manipulate media, newspaper, automatically it will come in favor of you. Social media. So this is how, because they have the reach. Similarly, Brahmanical ideas have the lot of reach. Buddhist monks have a lot of reach. Jaina monks have a lot of reach. That's why if you consider Buddhist monks, and automatically they are going to the public and they themselves will say, you, whatever king is saying, you just follow. And if you pacify these scholars, automatically scholars will perpetuate or penetrate these ideas in the common public. That's why Manusmriti says, even if king is a kid, even if he is an infant, respect, because he is the representation of the god and he is the god. Now by Gupta time period, we are going to see the titles also like that only. Up to now, Ashoka has taken Devanampiya, beloved of the gods. By Kushanas, son of gods. Now these kings, they themselves as the kings. They themselves are the gods. So that is how our kingship is moving. It's becoming more and more powerful institution. King relation, that relationship between people and the king is now distanting continuously. Earlier, during tribal early Vedic time period, king was a Rajan and Rajan was one among the public. And he was not different from the common public. And if people do not like him, they used to replace the king also. Now gradually hereditary came. Now gradually they are started comparing with the gods. So that shows kings keep on moving away from the common public. And in the present day circumstance, in 1947 or 1937, for example, in 1937, so many provincial elections took place. Indian National Congress and other parties got the power in the provinces. At that time, you will not even don't know the difference between common people and the leaders, because the leaders also look like common people only. That's why when you read Bipan Chandra or Sekhar Bandopadhy, you will find that in the government offices, you will never know who is the politician and who is the common person. Because common people used to go to the public offices as if they got the freedom in 1937 itself. After 1947 and now in 2023, you will see common public and offices distant. So the distance is growing, because as people become more and more powerful, the distance will keep on increasing. Similarly, in early Vedic time period, common people and Rajan same. And now as time progress, as the power of king is increasing, and the distance between common public and king also increases.
Can it also be this superiority is shown because to show other kingdoms that we are better because
Multiple reasons.
because the king mixes with everyone.
Multiple reasons. That is to establish the authority of the state. Authority of state. Then only the state stability will be ensured. Law and order can be prevailed. Then once stability, law and order prevailed, progress takes place. Economy, society, art and culture, it will grow.
This notion that everybody can be a king, that was prevalent in the early Vedic period. Not everyone. The thing was that I can also be a king, you can also be a king, anybody can be a king. So but when we came, but that time we understand that the people were not self-sufficient. They give them 2-3 cows and they will be happy. But now, sir,
Resources are limited that time, now more resources. So you will see that difference. And in fact, this is the same ideology when it comes to racialism also. Why British treated Indians as inferior? They considered themselves as superior, and their king or queen is more powerful, and they are representing the king or queen, and they have seen the distance between ruled and ruled class and the people, distance increased. Son of daughter of Lischavis, now come back to this position. So at this point of time, Kshatriyas are commanding the status in the society, and you want to associate with this. And he expanded his territories. He was also called Napoleon of India for his conquests. He expanded his territory in multiple directions. Now let us see how many areas he conquered. We know details from Allahabad inscription. Allahabad inscription given by his court poet and his officer Harisena. Harisena issued. This is Prayagraj Prashasti, we call Prashasti, eulogy. That means praising his God, praising his ruler. From this inscription, we get details about his conquests. Now, his conquest, now there are different number of kingdoms. 8 Aryavarta kingdoms. He conquered 8 Aryavarta kingdoms. 18 Atavika Rajyas. 18 Atavika Rajyas. 12 rulers of Eastern India and Deccan. 12 Eastern India, South India, 5 border kingdoms like Nepal, Assam, and last one, 9 republics in central and northern India. 9 republics. Northern, northwestern borders. He conquered. That is what Prashasti giving the details. He conquered these many. He performed Ashwamedha sacrifice. And you can see the later Vedic traditions are coming now. Whatever Brahmanical texts are expecting a ruler, and they are doing that. He patronized Brahmanism. Ashwamedha sacrifice, he patronized Brahmanism. So these are, and in addition to that, not only he patronized Brahmanism, he even patronized Buddhist scholars also. He was a man of both conqueror is there and also artistic man. He himself played Veena also. He was a Veena player. So both military warrior and artistic expressions we can see in the Samudragupta. So this is how almost all of you have written up to here, online students. And he is considered as the greatest ruler of Gupta dynasty. And he expanded his territories, and almost whatever he maintained, almost it became intact. And later Chandragupta too will come. He expanded some more territories, and that becomes the reach of the climax of Gupta Empire. Next, Chandragupta II. Online students, shall I move to the next slide? or if anyone writing? Chandragupta 2. (382 412). (380 412). Military conquests. He conquered Shaka domains, Shaka regions. Samudragupta also fought with Shakas. But when it comes to Chandragupta too, he almost exterminated these Shakas. Now you see, almost after 500 years, Shakas are now completely diminished. And these are the same Shakas who started their rule in post-Mauryan time period. So from post-Mauryan till Gupta time period, Shakas are going to stay in Western India. Gujarat and some Malwa region. With this, West Coast came under Guptas. Once West Coast come under Guptas, then they can trade with Western countries. So this is how the strategic location of Western areas. Now up to here, if this area is not belongs to you, then you cannot use this territory. And they were using only this. Now once it became part of it, they started trading with other Western countries as well. Now because he conquered Shaka territories, he used to compare with Vikramaditya. Took the title Vikramaditya. Chandragupta to Vikramaditya. He is also known. And Chandragupta Vikramaditya is like Samudragupta. He himself Veena player Samudragupta. When it comes to Chandragupta too, he patronized various scholars. Those are called Navaratnas, 9 gems. Yes, and still it is debatable issue. Who are these 9 people? Some include Kalidasa as part of 9, some do not include. Different problematic, but at least we know that he patronized scholars, 9 gems, also known as Navaratnas. And during Vijayanagara Empire, Sri Krishna Devaraya maintains 8 people, Ashtadiggajas. That time it was called Ashtadiggaja, 8. Now 9 gems, Navaratnas. During Akbar time period also, Navaratnas we see. So this Chandragupta Chandragupta, always some common terminologies are there. For example, Pushyamitra Shunga. There is another ruler called Pushyagupta. Do you know Pushyagupta? In our history, where this particular name comes, Pushyagupta. Sudarshana Lake. Sudarshana Lake was constructed by Pushyagupta, but he was a provincial governor of Chandragupta, Maurya. Mauryan Chandragupta is different. Chandragupta II is different. Chandragupta II, minimum at least 3. We are reading. So do not get confused. And similarly, like Bimbisara and Bindusara, 2 names get often confused. Bimbisara is Ajatashatru father, and Bindusara is Ashoka's father, Chandragupta Maurya's son. Magadha, Mahajanapadas. That was Mahajanapada time period. You watch videos, you get the access and you watch it. 9 gems, Navaratnas. Online students, clear up to here? All of you? Written? Now this is peak. Now in addition to that, with respect to Chandragupta II, there is one more specialty, that is he strengthened the empire with matrimonial relations. He strengthened the empire through conquest, also through matrimonial alliances. He personally married Kuber Naga. He married Kuber Naga, a Naga princess. And he married his daughter Prabhavati Gupta to Vakataka prince. Vakataka prince, and his name is Rudrasena II. Rudrasena. Now unfortunately he died after the marriage, after some time, and thereafter Prabhavati Gupta, her name is Prabhavati Gupta. And thereafter, Prabhavati Gupta started taking control of the state affairs. Particularly with respect to Deccan, I will give just, I will take this as the context. When it comes to Deccan, you will always often see the women powerful leaders. Prabhavati Gupta, before that Shatavahanas. This is the same location, Satavahanas. We know about Shatavahanas from the 2 important inscriptions, Nashik cave inscription and Naneghat. Naneghat inscription was given by Queen Naganika, and Nashik inscription is given by Gautami Balashri. Queen Naganika and Gautami Balashri. 2 women, royal women, played important role in the politics. Queen Naganika is different.
They had a confederacy, and after that, Pakistani came and they erupted the Queen Naganika's reign. The Queen Naganika had his own confederacy. He collected everyone and all, and she ruled. And after her death, then that kingdom, then Palastine took the control of the conqueror and control of.
But they are different timelines. Shatakarni one. He is the initial ruler and his wife is Queen Naganika. Gautami Balashri, mother of Gautami Putra Shatakarni. Here we want to see just role of women in Deccan particularly. Now after Guptas, Prabhavati Gupta, one example. Okay, Prabhavati Gupta play important role in the politics, one example. Now when it comes to Kakatiyas, Rudrama Devi, another example. In the history, we reached up to here, but these names will come in the medieval time period. But this shows this particular region having the culture of giving importance to women, powerful women, the rise of powerful women. Rudrama Devi, and she is almost contemporary. She is contemporary to Balban time period. When Balban was ruling here, Rudrama Devi. Next one. After this, Chand Bibi. She is the one who was fighting against the Mughals also. Mughals.
So there was another queen ruler that she defeated the Mughal army and they know that after you surrender to they thought you cut your nose. That's why she's known as that Nagpati something. What was her name?
I don't know about this particular story, but near Madhya Pradesh there was Rani Durgavati, and she belongs to tribal kingdom. She also fought against Akbar forces. Rani Durgavati, Central India. And here Karnataka, Bijapur area, Bijapur, Ahmednagar, Chand Bibi. And after Aurangzeb and Shivaji, they used to fight. After Aurangzeb, after Shivaji, within Marathas, they used to continue the fight with Mughals, Tarabai. So you can see different time periods, the importance of women in the Deccan. So this particular region gave the opportunity to women also to rise in the politics. At this point of time, Prabhavati Gupta. And she belongs to Gupta, and here Chandragupta II is ruling, and so he also indirectly influencing this entire. In that way, once again, Mauryan Empire reached almost till south. During his time period, it is the maximum extent of the Gupta Empire. Next one. Kumaragupta. And during his time period, Chandragupta II time period, different literature, Sanskrit literature reached zenith, climax. Mehrauli iron pillar. Iron pillar also, it was developed during Chandragupta II time period. So science and technology, art and culture, political wise, almost during Chandragupta II time period, it reached zenith of Gupta Empire. Mehrauli iron pillar near Qutub Minar, that one. Initially, it was in Udaygiri caves in Madhya Pradesh. It was brought to Delhi. Now it is installed in Qutub Minar complex. Next ruler, Kumaragupta, 415 to 455. 415 to 455. And he is the one who's established Nalanda University. Nalanda University established. And during his time period, once again, foreign invasions we are going to see. Now, story repeats. This time only name changes, Hunas. And here, Kumaragupta. Fightings between two. Like Pushyamitra Shunga, you remember. Pushyamitra Shunga was here, and who were the invaders? Indo-Greeks, Yavanas. When Pushyamitra Shunga was the ruler, his son Agnimitra, he fights. Agnimitra participate in these wars. Similarly, when Kumaragupta was there, his son Skandagupta also fight with the Hunas. Only now people are changing, but the story remains the same. This is the geographic location, continuous fights. Invasions of Hunas started. Hunas started. During this time period, Hunas occupied Afghan, Gandhara, and they entered India. This Afghan at that time it was called Bactria. Bactrian Greeks. Bactrian now Hunas. Skandagupta, Prince Skandagupta repelled them. Same. After Hunas, now Turks will come. Whenever you are not strong, then these people will reach Gangetic Valley. Once they establish in Gangetic Valley, whoever rules Gangetic Valley, they are going to down also now. Mauryans, first Magadhan or Mauryans captured Gangetic Valley and they reached Deccan. Guptas captured Gangetic Valley, they reached Deccan. Later, Turkish people will capture and they come down. Mughals will capture, they come down. So throughout our history, this is going to happen. Only in modern time period, British, they captured coastal area and they reached this side. That is altogether a different story. But up to medieval time period, this is the condition. Gangetic Valley is the most powerful. And at that time, Punjab was under Ranjit Singh, very powerful. That's why they could not do. But in another way, British were also controlling the Gangetic Valley. That's why they could control entire India. How Gangetic Valley controlled by them? Through Treaty of Allahabad. Mughal ruler, only in namesake Mughal ruler was there. But from this eastern UP, Allahabad region, Bihar, Bengal, everything was under British only. They were collecting the revenue. Shah Alam too, he was taking only pension. He gave whatever Diwani rights, Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, Diwani rights were given to, and these are the important Bihar and Bengal, important rich provinces. And after that, Awadh was also under control them. Awadh means the middle Gangetic Valley. Awadh was also under British. That is why they were also able to control entire India. And northwestern and British. So whoever controls Gangetic Valley, a lot of resources. That is why it always played an important role in the empire building. Next is Skandagupta. 455 to 467. He issued Junagadh inscription about Sudarshana Lake, repairing Sudarshana Lake. And during his, as a prince also, he continued wars and battles with Hunas. And once he became king also, fought with Hunas. Narasimhagupta Baladitya. Narasimhagupta Baladitya. 495 to 530. Almost we are ending. Gupta Empire is about to end. And during this time period, Hunas reached mainland. Toramana and Mihirakula, Huna rulers. Toramana and Mihirakula controlled Indian territories. Now you can see during Indo-Greeks, at that time Buddhism was very powerful. Menander accepted Buddhism as the religion. Now by this time Toramana and Mihirakula, Shaivism is very, very dominant, and these rulers promoted Shaivism, and they took the titles of Shiva also, and they patronized Shaivism. So whoever comes, they accept the Indian. Up to Turkish people, the Indian traditions are accepted by the people who came from the outside.
That the motive was that their motive was to stay in India and to conquer, but the Taskevan wanted to stay in India. They just wanted to loot and plunder, and they went back.
That is only up to Ghazni. Ghazni, he never wanted to establish empire here, but Guri, he wanted to establish empire. Later, yes. But at that time, in comparison with the Indian traditions, whatever religion they brought, whatever ideas they brought, they felt more advanced. So it's all about if you believe you are more advanced, you try to impose your institutions. When British came, they felt their institutions are more powerful, they imposed. It happens. But gradually, when it comes to Turkish Mughals, they adopted Indian administration style also. But British, it did not happen. That is why we had to fight. And during this time period, instead of Gupta ruler being powerful, one of the provincial ruler became the powerful one. And instead of this, one of the provincial rulers called Yashodharman, he fought against Hunas successfully. His name is Yashodharman of Malwa. Of Malwa. He fought with Hunas. And if in such cases, what happens? If ruler is not powerful, provincial rulers, if they gain victories over the invasion and gradually they become powerful. That's what during Pushyamitra, Shunga time period also, when Brihadratha was weak, Pushyamitra Shunga was fighting against Indo-Greeks, and when he is weak, Pushyamitra Shunga replaced the Mauryan dynasty. And gradually in this case, Yashodharman did not replace, but this weakened the authority of the Guptas. And later, completely by 550, it completely declined. Gupta ruler declined, and their territories were taken by different dynasties. After that, after 550 AD, in this location, Vardhanas, they are going to emerge. Prabhakar Vardhana, later Harsha Vardhana will come. And here, Badami Chalukyas will emerge. And in this case, Vakatakas are also going to be replaced by Badami Chalukyas. Here, Pallavas. Now Pallavas are going to control almost this area. Pallavas. And here, Maitrakas. Gaudas. Varmanas. Bengal. Shashanka Gauda. Bengal. And in this area, a new dynasty will come, but they also belongs to Gupta lineage, but not imperial Guptas. We call them later Guptas. But at least later Mughals means they have relationship with the imperial Mughals. But in this case, no relation. But only surname is Gupta. So in this area, so it's continuous struggle. Exactly we don't know in which location, but that's why they used to fight. And here fightings used to take place. Continuous fightings used to take place. And now Hunas in this location. And here, now we are in 550. And here, Sasanian dynasty. Sasanian, like Achaemenid this side. Sasanian dynasty, Iran. And these are the one completely displaced. They are going to stay up to 651. Sasanian Empire, Iran. Like you keep remembering, here Magadha was there. When Magadha was there, Achaemenid Empire. Later Achaemenid Empire replaced by Alexander. Yes, they were going to rule very powerfully Achaemenid Empire. After Achaemenid Empire, they replaced, Greek rulers replaced, Alexander replaced. Here Mauryan Empire established. When Mauryan Empire is flourishing, here the Indo-Greeks, they emerged. Now after some time, these Indo-Greeks are also replaced by Sasanian dynasty in 224. Later, these Sasanians are going to replace by Islamic forces or caliphate. And this caliphate is going to completely, like Alexander removed Achaemenid Empire, this Sasanian Empire is going to be crushed by caliphate. 651. Now we are in 550. In 550 means Sasanian Empire. And Badami Chalukyas and Sasanians, they were having relations also. Trade relations were there, political relations also, ambassadors exchange also takes place. In Ajanta caves, in one of the paintings, here Badami Chalukyan ruler and Sasanian ambassadors, they were shown. And these are the people who patronized Zoroastrianism. Before the rise of Islam, up to this point of time, Zoroastrianism is the main dominant religion of this region. And after 651, many Zoroastrians used to come. They come and settle here. But at this point of time, Sasanians, Hunas, and after Guptas, this is how the developments are going on. Now you see the repetition. Mauryan Empire started. After Mauryan Empire, Shungas, Shatavahanas, then Gindo Greeks, Kushanas, here Chola, Chera, Pandya. Now once again after Guptas continuously they expanded their territories, but once again after Guptas, once again the decline. Different rulers, repetition of the same story. Now not the central government will patronize, but the regional governments like Badami Chalukyas, they patronize art and architecture. Pallavas, they patronized literature, art and architecture. And similarly, Maitrakas, here these are the Maitrakas who compiled the Jaina. They established a second Jaina council also, like fourth Buddhist council, like third Buddhist council. In case of Jainism, second Jaina council was held by Maitrakas, Vallabhi. Vallabhi is going to become strong area. Now once again, the regional dynasties are going to become powerful. And when it comes to here Varmanas, from this time period onwards, Northeastern is also going to get different dynasties. This part also now enters into the competition with these Gangetic Valley empires. This is how different. Now by this time period, Kashmir also going to become a identified different region. Later, important rulers are also going to emerge from Kashmir also. At one point of time, according to Rajtarangani, a Kashmir ruler continuously goes to the campaign and he reach up to Gangetic Valley till this. Do you remember who is his name? Lalitaditya. Lalitaditya Muktapida. Yet not this time, after Harshavardhana, that time period. So by that time period, Kashmir is also gradually becoming important regional kingdom. So this way, regional kingdoms are going to become powerful after Guptas. Once again, after Mauryans, regional powers. After Guptas also, regional powers. And these are the regional powers after Guptas. Nowadays, UPSC in mains, we are getting questions, the contribution of regional kingdoms in art and culture. These are the questions. In prelims also, their contribution related questions are coming more. That is why you cannot only read Mauryans, Guptas, Delhi Sultanate and Mughals. You have to study about the regional kingdoms also. Because the core of Indian identity now preserved by the regional dynasties. There is no central government. It doesn't mean the Indian culture is diminished. But the regional kingdoms, they have taken the Indian culture forward. That is why UPSC is giving importance to these people also. Online students, is it clear how Gupta Empire started and how it finally disintegrated? Is it clear? Today we have seen completely the political developments, and now we have to see the 5 dimensions: their political administration, economic condition, social condition, art and architecture, and science and technology. And this is how the political developments took place. 5 dimensions, one after the other, we see. Previous year questions also we will see this time. And I will try to give you the full content. Okay, in class I will explain broadly. The remaining you will get the content material. All right. Markandeshwar temple. Anubhav, are you talking about Lalitaditya Muktapida? Lalitaditya Muktapida is known for building Sun Temple, Martand Sun Temple. It seems whatever the temple you are mentioning, it was built during 12th century, not in 7th or 8th centuries. But Martand Sun Temple, we are going to see Martand Sun Temple, that was built by Lalitaditya Muktapida. And he is the one who conquered Gangetic Valley also and made Kashmir Empire. UPSC is asking in prelims such kind of questions only. So, little bit when it comes to prelims, we should focus more on this aspect also. Regional kingdoms and their contribution to art and culture. So today and tomorrow, 8th, 9th, 10th, institute is closed, 3 days because of G20 summit. Tomorrow, 8th, 9th, 10th also. 11th we will see. 11 is Monday. 11th is Monday. 11th is Monday. That time our this foundation class 8 to 10, we will continue on Monday. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after that day also. Alright? Okay, Sanju? Kanchan, Guddu, Anubhav? Okay, thank you.